But you know what we are, even though we're not live, we're still going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Hi, future people watching this video. Welcome to Pete and Jeremy's D&D time. This stream never happened. We're going to take a quick minute to introduce our four lovely players and their characters this evening. First, of course, we have Emallys Leddill, the Dollbound Cleric. Emallys, is that how you pronounce your name? I apologize.
Yes, Emallys.
So, Emallys, this is your first adventure with Bartholomew's company. What has brought you into the lands of D&D time? I know you've been around for a while.
Yes, well, let's just say, after being given this dollbound body, created my own thing for a while until I ran into some financial troubles, and it also suggested I go to Bartholomew to help me out a little to get some better items.
You're just here for the loot. What a theme! What a theme we have today of players just here for the loot. Well, Emallys, I mean, if you could tell everyone just quickly one thing about you, what would it be? If you had to say one thing.
One thing?
I would say those cookies you had in your pocket are gone.
I don't have any cookies. Well, I guess that makes sense. I shouldn't have any cookies now.
Yeah.
Well, Emallys, welcome to Bartholomew's company, and I hope you have an excellent adventure this evening.
Thank you.
Next, we have Russula Mycota. Russula, welcome back. How you doing?
It's going pretty good, I'd say.
So, Russula, I mean, last time when you were here adventuring with Bartholomew's company, would you say, I mean, because that was your first experience out on an adventure, was your last one. This is your second time. Obviously, you've come back. So was it a good experience that first time, or?
I mean, I almost died, but I
so
kind of
no.
sort of got to do it. I'm trying to find a place to call my own, and also I'm helping Tiki with the orphanage, remember?
I remember, of course. So really, it's not that you want to work this job, it's that you really don't have much other option right now.
I mean, I'm sure it'll get better. The first time isn't always going to be the best one.
You know, I guess that's a pretty bright outlook on life, Russula. You know, I feel
things suck, but
you know, and I think this will be a good adventure for you then, because today you're going to be helping someone else or something else to get past a problem it's having. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully it goes well for you. And of course, welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Our next hero this evening, Kintoki Kakata. God, I'm going to mess that up so many times. Welcome, Kintoki. How are you?
Oh, I suppose I can't complain too much. I should have known that old geezer wouldn't end up sending us off on some quest without our storyboards paneled and proper.
Oh, do you ever kind of deal with Bartholomew to get the storyboards out so you know what's going on?
No, I realize I probably should have explicitly put that into my contract, but
what if you could have gotten anything from Bartholomew? What would it have been?
probably the bag.
Oh, just the whole bag? Not what's in the bag.
I suppose even if I could get whatever I want from him, he'd still loophole me into getting nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a pretty good magical bag of holding, I will say. That being said, if you had to give it away, he'd probably take all the magic out of it first. Well, anyway, Kintoki, what's brought you to adventure here within the lands of D&D time? Tell us about yourself.
Okay. I used to run a very upstanding business.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to adventuring, just taking on jobs, getting paid, good stuff. But apparently, getting a few months behind on rent, I got sold out to Bartholomew. Now I do the same stuff and just take a smaller cut. So,
now, how much smaller of a cut is it? Like a lot smaller?
I thought I'd pay my people anything, and I still make less than them working for Bartholomew.
Oof. Well, Kintoki, I'm sure that'll turn around at some point once you become a higher tier adventurer. I mean, that's the whole shtick, right? The higher up you go, the better it gets, right?
Sure, the more you invest in the pyramid scheme, the higher you are on the pyramid scheme to get paid from the pyramid scheme.
That is fair. You haven't brought any new adventurers in yet, though, have you, this week?
Oh, great! You gonna tell me the old man has?
No. I have to take notes on these things. Anyway, Kintoki, welcome back. It's great to see you, and I wish you a good adventure this evening.
Thanks. We'll need it.
And last but certainly not least in measure, maybe in stature, we have Nox, the Kobold. Nox, how are you doing?
Nox is good.
All right, so let's jump into tonight's adventure. Nox, is there anything else you'd want to share? You're just a small little kobold boy.
Nox was hoping to see Wizard Man.
Oh, well, I hear Bartholomew might be around later, but he's not here right quite this instant. What are you looking for, Nox? You want to find Bartholomew. Is he going to help you in some way?
Nox has something for him from Great Pebble.
Great. What's the Great Pebble?
You forgot Great Pebble. All of you have forgotten the Great Pebble.
Uh-huh.
Great Pebble, mightiest god.
Oh boy. Well, Nox, someday I'm sure we're going to learn more about this Great Pebble, but for now, let's jump into tonight's adventure, and of course I wish you the best of luck. So as we come into tonight's adventure, Bartholomew has sent you off into a small forest. It's just to the west of Central City, near kind of south of the Baradak Swamp, but not quite far enough west to be near the Slumbering Spine or anything like that, or the frontier. But it's just a simple, pleasant little forest. You've been told that there's a dragon here that is in desperate need of your assistance. And as you have made your way through the forest, eventually you've begun to see signs of maybe a dragon being around. You've seen big or not that big, clearly to be a very small dragon, but you've seen, 3-clawed footprints in the ground, and maybe signs of a tree being scratched up or burned a little. What have you done in response to seeing these signs of what is clearly a dragon? I guess just hung out?
Yep, that's a dragon, all right. It seems to be in this forest.
Kintoki. I was going to say,
Russula's just going to start saying their ABCs in Draconic.
Okay, so you're just going to start speaking in Draconic. Okay.
Emallys is wondering if this dragon has a hoard nearby and how much it's worth.
Okay. So, Emallys, you're looking around trying to find signs of maybe where this dragon might hide away. Can you go ahead and roll me a perception check as you're peeking around? Yeah, you're looking around and you're not really seeing too much. You find a beehive and you're like, ooh, I don't want to, that's a different golden treasure in there. I don't want that one. Or maybe you do want the honey. And you kind of get stuck in that thought for a moment. However, Kintoki, as you're just kind of standing around, yep, sign of a dragon, you hear the draconic mutterings of your friend Russula. But you also hear in the distance, on what you thought was just wind, a similar kind of sound, a draconic, like guttural blah, that you thought for a minute maybe was just trees creaking in the wind or something. It's distant, and it's just kind of barely audible, but you hear it.
Oh, I think we found a mob. That is Draconic you're speaking, right? Not just some weird mage chanting stuff.
Draconic, my ABCs.
Okay, so we either have some kind of alphabet mancer up ahead, or it's the dragon. And I haven't been seeing ABCs clawed into all the trees nearby, so I bet money on it.
All right. Yeah, and of course, Nox, you would also comprehend this. And as you kind of begin to move in that direction, passing past the large oak trees that make up most of this forest, you begin to hear the sounds a little deeper up. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. It just sounds like an animal making a sound. But to you, Nox, who, being a kobold, you understand Draconic fluently, and Russula, who, being a mushroom person, also somehow knows how to speak with dragons, both of you can understand kind of the at least it's not words that are being spoken, but it's like almost a whine or a cry, right? It's the sound of unhappiness. Just kind of just kind of despairing sighs, basically.
Descendant of ancestor, sad.
What's wrong?
Oh, do you want to just walk right up to the clearing and walk up to this dragon?
Do you need help?
All right, Russula, you call this out as you're walking forward, and yes, you come to the edge of a clearing, peering through. You can see, in the middle of the clearing, there are a couple of weird things. A tree has been knocked over. All of the bark and everything has been scraped off of it and has been laid sideways up against a big rock. And there is a dragon. He's a red dragon, but he's very small. And he is curled up on the ground at the base of the rock and holding its leg, which looks like it's bleeding, actually. It looks like he's hurt himself pretty bad. And he's... And you call out to him, need help? And he goes, yeah, my leg hurts. Can you help me?
Sure. I can help.
Okay. So you walk toward this dragon. He's about the size of like a large dog. He's very small, but he's got some wings on his back that are all furled up. And as you kind of walk over, you can see that it looks like he's just like scraped up his knee on one of his front legs. It really does not look like a serious injury at all. It looks like he's just being a baby. At least at a glance. The rest of you also see this dragon, and you see your mushroom friend has just walked right up to it, and it hasn't seemed to do anything bad.
How big?
Nox would be following, hiding behind the mushroom person.
So Nox, you're just there. Okay, can you roll me a stealth check to do that? And excuse me, Kintoki, you can see that this dragon is about the size of a very large dog. Like one of those Leonberger dogs, like the big German beer keg dogs. It's about that size. This is probably a wormling, is how you would define it in the industry. It's actually absolutely a wormling. Nox, you're hiding, is what we call that. You're standing behind a
conch shell on your back.
You carry around a giant conch shell? Okay.
Yes, it's literally his home.
Oh, jeez. You're a hermit crab kobold. All right. Sure. Yeah. So... Yeah, Russula, what do you want to do? This dragon's going to be like, my leg hurts.
Russula, first instinct is going to try and make a medicine check to help the dragon.
Okay, so I think what happens here is you go and you look at it and you can tell like this dragon's fine. He just scraped his knee. But I think you do that thing that like a mother might do to like a little kid, right? Where it's like, oh, I'll help you. You just put like a bandage on it and like, then you say, it's all better now. And the dragon's like, oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Oh, thanks. I feel a lot better now. My leg's fixed. Emallys, are you still looking for the dragon's treasure?
No. Once she saw everyone going that way, she probably like caught up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So yeah, you're also here, and the dragon just stands up and kind of shakes her out a little bit, and you see some like dirt that was all over the side of it where it was lying down, just kind of shakes off. And, oh, all right. Well, time to try again. And he.
What again?
I gotta. You're not gonna tell anyone if I tell you, right? Right?
Dragon problems, not my business.
Okay. I'm trying to learn how to fly. I'm the only one of my clutch not to fly yet. I'm a whole wormling now, and I can't even fly. He kind of he goes to walk back over to the other side of the clearing, kind of shakes his tail a little bit, kind of like a cat ready to pounce, and starts just springing forward. He runs up that tree trunk that had been knocked over and leaned up against the rock, gets to the end, leaps out, spreads his wings, and falls flat on his face, just into the ground. Ow! My face hurts.
Emallys just stifles back a laugh.
You laugh at him?
I mean, other people's pain is her comedy.
Okay, well, you stifle the laugh, so I don't think he hears you.
Are you okay?
Oh, my face falling off that tree trunk. And you can see one of his teeth is all snaggled now. And he goes, "Am I okay?" Blinks hard. Oh well. Soon those adventurers are gonna come and they'll help me fly.
I'm one of those adventurers.
What? He looks at you all surprised. Really?
20 hat wizard man sent us.
Good.
All
right, cast magic and let me fly.
I don't have a spell that can do that. Prepare.
You need to flap wings.
You're a dragon. You have wings. You can't just shortcut this and use magic to fly.
I've tried.
A man has to walk before he can run. You can't just magic to run.
But some dragons use a lot of magic. Why can't I use magic to fly?
Because you can't use magic. You can't rely on something that you yourself can't even do. If you'd rather learn magic, I'm sure we can probably set up some wizarding lessons or something for a reasonable fee. Teach you the ins and outs of magic, let you cast fly on yourself and all that.
Okay. Teach me.
Russula, teach him.
He looks at you expectantly. I want to know magic.
I was just gonna help him try to learn how to fly with his wings, because I have things fly, but I guess I could try teaching you some magic.
Okay. So you want to try and teach the dragon some magic, Russula? Okay. If you're gonna try and teach the dragon magic, how are you? Oh, you're gonna just use Arcana to teach the dragon magic. Okay. Well, you're trying to do that. What's everyone else doing in this moment?
Emallys is just...
Nox would have taken his conch shell off and disappeared inside it, tossing things out the opening. Trying to find...
You're just emptying stuff on the ground like a person empties a backpack? Just looking for something?
He's looking for something specific.
Okay. Emallys?
Emallys is just she's saying, yeah, I'm not she's like,
I'm not qualified for this. I'm just going to just walk around a bit.
And she's just going to look around for something to nab or something, maybe something shiny, something worth something.
Before Russula tries teaching him, he reassures him that if he can't teach him magic, he will still attempt to teach him how to fly.
Don't worry. Even with your teaching him magic, I'll come in and put some magic sigils on him that will help him fly with reduce his weight, increase his wingspan.
So, quick question about that, Kintoki. Are you just absolutely bullshitting him to try and increase his confidence?
Yep, I'm just pulling
love it.
out painting supplies and just drawing mustachioed faces and dicks on his back.
Okay. So as Kintoki, as you go and start drawing mean things on this dragon's back, he's like, "Oh, I need you to roll me a deception check or a painting tools check or some similar calligrapher's tools, something like that, to represent you drawing." Oh my goodness, you're proficient with painter supplies. All right, you, yeah, you draw all these mean things on his back, and. He's like, I can feel the magic starting to work. And you have gotten one success toward trying to teach this dragon how to fly.
Remember, this won't fly for you. This just will channel the energy you already have to help you.
Uh-huh. Okay. And the dragon looks at you like he believes you.
Remember, flying is about the fire in your soul. It's not about wings, it's about using your soul to force the air beneath.
Okay. I'm a dragon. I have that. I have dragon fire. And he's looking at you, Russula, as well. You've been trying to teach him some basic magic. He can't learn magic. He's too dumb, you think. You've tried like the most basic magic you have. He's just not capable. Like, so why would I want to have a mage hand? That sounds useless.
All right. Second option. Teach him how other animals fly and see if he can.
Okay. Okay, so you want to like capture some birds and try and like show him how the birds can fly? Or something along those lines? Russula?
Yes.
Okay. How are you going to catch the birds? That's the first question I have. And does anyone want to help Russula try and catch these birds?
At this point, the net just flies out of the conch shell.
Right.
Not what Not's looking for.
All right, so now you provide Russula a net. Russula, can you make me an attack roll, which I think is just a strength ability check here, to try and catch some birds with this net? Excuse me. Huh?
Catch with a net. Before attempting to catch the birds with a net, grow some bait.
You just grow some berries. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, you grow some berries on your arm. You stick them somewhere. You wait for some birds to fly by. The birds don't really fly by. A couple of worms come over to start eating the berries. Then the birds show up, and you go to huck the net at them. Go ahead and make me a net roll with advantage. So it's just going to be a strength ability check for you.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's a 7. The net misses the birds. And they scatter in the clearing.
Can I non-lethally chuck a sword at one of the...
You want to non-lethally huck a sword at a bird?
A wooden sword.
Oh, you have the wooden sword. Yeah, you can. You can do that. I guess. You can try. Go ahead and make me a throw weapon attack with the sword? I think that's just a non-proficient thrown weapon. So, again, just a strength check.
Strength, not dex?
I mean, for a thrown weapon like that, this isn't like a dart or a finesse thing. You're hucking a sword.
I can't use my monk skills to finessely hook a sword.
I think you're hucking a sword, my dude. If you want to throw a dart at a bird, you can use your dex. If you want to throw a dagger at a bird.
Oh, that's a natural 19.
You hit a bird. You non-lethally bludgeon a bird out of the sky with your sword. So, as all the birds scatter from you, Russula, your friend Kintoki, with lightning reflexes, throws the sword, which boom, clubs one of the birds on the head. It's a blue jay, and it flops onto the ground and starts. It gets up and it's just kind of like dizzyingly walking around. And yeah, you walk over and you catch.
You know what I say about birds? E.T.
And yeah, you've caught one bird.
All right. I'm gonna hold the. Give me a second. I need to check something.
Okay, you go and hold the bird up in front of the dragon, and as the bird like starts flapping around a little bit, the dragon goes, "Oh, I need to flap my wings." And you now have a second success toward teaching this dragon the fundamentals of flying. Emallys, what are you doing as this nonsense about catching birds is going on? Emallys? Excuse me. I guess not much.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of getting stuck for a second. But Emallys is probably looking at that fallen tree earlier and that boulder you mentioned.
Yeah, the fallen tree's leaned up against the boulder like a ramp current, and the dragon was using it as like a launching pad to try and get some air. But he kept falling.
Emallys is probably looking at it and says, maybe we can turn that to something like a launch pad, like a lever or something, like a seesaw.
Oh! I love sink or swim. You're going up, dragon. I love it. Somehow you're gonna shift. Excuse me. You're gonna shift it further along the boulder to make a seesaw to launch him up in the air. I love it. Can you just roll me an athletics check to do that? As you're like lifting it up and carrying, moving this big old log. It's a pretty easy check. Okay. So you do that. It's not entirely stable, but it's there. And as the dragon is learning all he can from birds, as that finishes up, he goes, "Oh, what'd you do here?"
Don't worry about it. She heads to like a nearby really big tree and just gets ready to cast inflict wounds.
Inflict wounds on the tree? Oh, I see. Want the tree to fall on the other side.
Yeah, so he just goes right up.
Yep. Okay. So you try and put him on the end of the big log, and he goes, "All right. Why do I have to stand here?" Why?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, it will.
All right.
She does the inflict wound.
Okay, yeah, you cast your inflict wounds, necrotizing the base of that second tree, which begins to fall exactly the way you'd like. It plummets down, and he goes, "Oh, wow, that tree is falling." And then it hits the other end of the lever he's on and launches him about maybe 30 feet in the air.
Flap them wings!
He begins to flap his wings pretty dramatically, like very quickly. And for a minute, he almost maintains some air. He's like, I'm doing it. But then he starts to like list to one side. He's like, I don't know, I can't stop. And it kind of, he crashes into the forest somewhere. But for just a minute, he was almost hovering.
Russula is just instantly running in the direction that he crashed.
All right. As you go over to him, it looks like he's landed on that bee's nest and is slathered in honey. Oh.
I mean, you
Ow.
flew for a bit, and at least you had a sweet
Yeah.
landing.
Didn't. Very good. And he goes, "Oh, that was a pun. Why?
It's your punishment for not flying.
All right, that one hurt me though. All right, well, I think I'm making an improvement. Right?
You
I
are.
mean,
Let's get away from the beehive now.
Yeah. The bees are just wrecked. I mean, they're just totally scattered because of how hard he hit it. And yeah, he gets up and he shakes off a little bit. He's still slathered in honey. All right. Do you think we're ready? Or do you have anything else to teach me?
wait, I think I have an idea. This is a type of dragon that seems to spew
That I can
fire.
think of to teach you now is if you don't know how to land, make sure you crash into something soft.
Okay. And yes, Kintoki, is it Kintoki? Yes, I was right. All right. Whoa, my brain. Yes, he is a kind of dragon that spews fire from his mouth, as he is a little red dragon, worm-like. He's probably, just by the way, probably the most pitiful red dragon you've ever seen. I don't know how many red dragons Kintoki has seen, but generally they're more menacing and imperious.
So many, like, I've seen so many dragons, some people, the Bloody Baron, because of how much red dragon killing I've done. It's,
Of course.
It's impressive. Okay, so I think I have one plan to get him on that final push.
Okay.
And I will pull out a lot of rope and a very big... We're gonna turn this dragon into a dragon dirigible.
You're gonna try and... So what are you doing exactly? You're gonna tie what to him?
I take out a really big sheet and I tie a rope to the four corners. And then I'm gonna tie the 4 ropes to each of his non-winged limbs. Okay, so just like get this up above your head and spew some fire in it, and it'll give you even more lift to stay aloft.
Really?
Yeah, it's the fire of your heart put into the practical application.
I've never seen another dragon flying with something like this.
That's because other dragons have never asked a master artificer to help them.
Are you a
Well,
master
probably-
artificer?
I'm a master of so many things, artificing included.
Wow. And he kind of looks at the rest of you. All right, well, I guess, should we try this out over at the proving grounds?
I don't know where the proving grounds are, but can't hurt.
You're on the other side of the forest.
What if we fly you to the proving grounds so then you can prove the grounds that you can fly?
All right. And he's going to take a deep breath and breathe fire up into the sheet that you have placed on his legs. His fire is pretty weak. It's pretty bad. God, what kind of check should you make to put this stupid sheet plan together? Lance, tell me, what kind of check does Kintoki need to make for this?
Can I just make a dumb bastard luck check? No skill. This is literally whether or not his flame happens to ignite it.
All right, I'm fine with that. Roll me a d20. All right, it sets on fire. Oh, it's working! He thinks it's working, but it's definitely on fire.
Yes, your burning soul is so strong. This is what's supposed to happen to prove that it's stronger than these binds that tie you to the earth.
And he flutters like a little bit, actually, off the ground. And then he's like, oh, I'm flying! And then we realize that he flops back down. Oh! All right. Well, hey, I'm doing pretty good. You want to come over? I can't really fly well, like, here because there's a forest and there's lots of trees. But Over in the proving grounds, it's a lot more open. Come on! And he starts like waddling through the forest.
We'll follow.
Emallys
Okay.
follows as well.
Yeah, and you follow him for a very short distance before the forest kind of lets out into something of a more hilly kind of badlands area, right? There's lots of red earth and some scrubby little plants, kind of big old rocks that are sticking up from it. And it's just, yeah, I mean, the forest kind of fades into it a little bit. But, yeah, and you come to this area. You can see that where the forest kind of ends and you kind of look down over this hill, there's a whole bunch of these rolling red hills with all of the different little shrubs all over the place. And there's not a lot of life. It's very scrubby. But, you know, you see a couple little critters maybe running around. And he goes, all right, well, I think this is it.
Did anyone bring the conch shell that currently has a kobold in it?
I'm gonna say that somehow the conch shell got wrapped around in the remnants of the balloon that Kintoki had made that are still dangling from the dragons. You've just been dragged around behind it, Nox.
Still throwing things out of it, looking for his herbalism kit.
Still looking for their. Okay, now, is this the kind of thing where you want me to tell you find your herbalism kit, or do you just want to keep looking for the herbalism kit? For now.
Well, I could roll something for it.
Do you have an herbalism kit?
Yes.
Do you want to roll something for it, or do you want to keep looking for it? You can tell me.
It'll probably be an investigation check to find it.
Okay. No, I'm telling you, if you'd like, you can just find it, Nox. That's okay. Or if you'd like to roll for it, that's also acceptable. I will not.
He probably threw out enough stuff that he found it by now.
Okay, so you pop out with your herbalism kit.
By the way, Emallys
Oh.
probably.
Uh-huh.
By the way, Emallys probably has been picking up some of that stuff that she finds that might be valuable. Just stuffing it in her bag.
It's all completely useless to Nox.
It's like a ruby, useless. Jade's idol, useless. That's some pagan stuff there. I'm sorry. That's I meant something maybe a little more culturally appropriate or sensitive. Anyway, yeah. So you're looking at all this different stuff that you're finding, Emallys, and what was I saying? Yeah, Nox. You poke your head out, and the dragon looks like, oh, it's a little dragon. You're back.
I was inside shell.
Can you fly?
Me kobold. Me no fly.
I can fly. He smiles. I think.
Yes.
He holds up his herbalism kit.
What's that gonna do?
It going to help you fly.
He
Ow.
rifles through it and tries
Okay.
to find some herbs that'll clear the dragon's mind.
Okay, I get you. You're trying to like let him focus a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, can you roll me an herbalism check, and we'll see if you can get this 5 out of the maybe necessary 5 successes.
What attribute?
I'll let you choose. Herbalism could be intelligence, it could be wisdom. That makes the most sense to me. But if you've got an argument or something else, that's fine too. Constitution, maybe, but that's a little funky.
Can I help him on the check, or?
Sure. How would Emallys be helping Nox in this moment?
Well, she does have a criminal background, so there's a few herbs that might have some interesting effects.
Russula can help too, because Russula has proficiency with herbalism kits. So
Excellent. So, Nox, you've got this kid out, and everyone's like going around like, ah, and like poking about, and you're like, and Emallys is like, that one, like points to one, and you're like, oh yeah, that should help. That should really give him a lot of energy.
That's
And-
energy.
And then
some more.
Russula goes, maybe a little less of that one. And yeah, eventually, go ahead and roll me an herbalism check. I'm going to give you advantage on the roll from everyone helping you. Oh, and eventually you're like, yeah, this is it. And you come up with this concoction, and he goes, oh, it smells bad.
Oh, don't worry, it's good.
All medicine, but good for you.
I don't like the way you said that, but I'm going to take it anyway. And you give this dragon this concoction that you've crafted. And I imagine it's one of those things, right? Like, you kind of like, you have to like set it on fire right before you consume it. And so it's got this like little fire on it. Oh, it's fiery now. That's great. Like you said, monk man, the soul. I mean, artificer man, it's my soul. And he goes and drinks it. Then he goes, oh.
Now close your eyes and focus.
Oh. Wow, things are so clear. Huh. All right. Well, I think you ready? Gonna try my first flight.
Go for it.
3, 2, 1. And as he says 1, something happens. 2 very large figures descend from the skies near you. At first, they are simply a wave, well, not a wave, a flutter of darkness, right? Black feathers and loud wings and obnoxiously loud as 2 not gargantuan, but 2 very, very large crows land right kind of on either side of the dragon. You can see they're large creatures, so they stand a good like 10 to 12 feet tall, but they have very big wingspans too, and they land down. They've got these bony protrusions coming out along their spine and along the little nibs of their wings and whatnot. And one of them goes, "Ah, try to fly again, huh? Well, dragon can't fly." And they kind of bat their wings at the dragon and goes, "Oh no, it's them again." And the crows hop around a little bit and they look at you all. "Oh, what are you?"
Max just tilts his head. Like, what the fuck are you?
What are any of us really in the grand scheme of things?
Emallys just looks at one of the crows and says,
Well, I can honestly say I'm a lot better looking than you, at least.
Better looking.
Damn right.
and Emallys just does like a little pose.
The crow kind of like scrunches back a little bit and then opens its wings very wide and says, "We're the greatest." Kind of trounce around a little bit. Not like this whelp, and he kicks the dragon. And the dragon goes, "Oh," and kind of like whimpers and shrinks up.
Hey,
What are you doing in our lands?
Look on someone your own size.
Oh, look, a trait. I'd like you all to roll for initiative.
A poisonous mushroom.
As the crows hop forward to attack. All right, dire crows. Wow, you all rolled really well for your initiatives for the most part.
I was literally just about to say dire crows.
Lol. All right. So, Kintoki, you are the first to go in this initiative. What would you like to do? Oh, I need to roll for the dragon too, huh? I'll add him in a second. There's no way he's getting above that. Excuse me. Kintoki?
Look, there's no need to get violent here. We're just trying to teach our lad how to fly. And as I say fly, I suddenly very quickly reach out to strike with my wooden sword against the crow nearest me.
Oh. Yeah, a deft swing and a solid hit against that crow. You have plus 12 to hit a level 1 character. Oh, this kills me. Okay. So, Dire Crow 1, you connect for a solid whopping 7 points of damage. It kind of shrieks and hops back, fluttering its wings. How dare you! Insolent creature, insolent. As it begins to, be upset. All right.
Then I'll punch him.
Okay. Unfortunately, that one will not quite connect. All right.
No, just saying that's all I got.
Alrighty. So as you rush forward, taking the first swing with your wooden sword up at that first crow, and then unfortunately missing with the second punch, we move to the next in the initiative, which is Russula. What would you like to do? Let me roll for...
Extremely angry, and being very mindful of where his spell is, so he doesn't hit anybody other than these crows. He's
right, hoarding, good.
Aim up.
Oh, excellent. You run forward with your Thunder Wave and blast a cone kind of over the whimpering dragon and over the head of your pal Kintoki, and I will roll a Thunder Wave for the two crows. Or I will roll a Constitution saving throw for the two crows, which got a 3 and a 17, respectively. Yeah, you blast the two. One of them takes a very solid hit. The one actually the Kintoki had just hit takes another 9. Wow. The other one, however, it's just a glancing blow. The one the Kintoki had hit gets knocked backward 10 feet, but it does catch itself, does not fall prone. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Russula?
Oh, somebody your own size, you overgrown fried chicken!
Alrighty. Dragonor cowers. Nox, it's your move.
Nox will grab his hobo stick and run up the tree person that's in the party, and use them as a springboard to smack a crow. So Russula, you just feel the scampering up your back, and then you have like you've got a big like flat top mushroom head, right? You feel this.
Room has a flat-ish top.
So you just feel the little kobold feet. It's very light. Bounce on your head, and then you're gonna leap out and attack. Yep. Excellent. And swing with hobo stick. Go ahead. That will connect. Which one are you going for? Actually, there's only one you can go for here because the other one had gotten pushed back 10 feet. Yep. So. But you'll hit him for certain. Yep. You pop, smack that crow in the beak, and it kind of makes a hollow tang sound as you smack it. Is there anything else? Anything else you'd like to do? Nope. Alrighty. Not yet, anyway. The crows are going to hop forward, and one will say, no, your lunch. And he's going to make a beak attack at you, Nox. Good beak. Oh, man. 23 to hit for 4 points of piercing damage.
Is that a hit?
Huh?
That will hit?
Yep. And then he's going to make a claw attack at your friend beneath you with his talons. And this is against you, Russula, and this is a pretty scary one if it hits you. 14. Will that connect?
Barely manages to hit me.
Oh no! The claws rake down across you, slashing you for 10 points of damage. And the crow goes, and beats its wings triumphantly. The other one that had gotten smacked with a stick and thunder waved is very unhappy and rustles its feathers angrily. And it is going to take a step forward, and it's going to make a talon attack at the cowering Dragonor. So it just kicks Dragonor for 11 slashing damage and goes like a kicked puppy. And then he's going to make a beak attack at you, Kintoki. And he does think fast and goes to peck you and misses. And that is the end of their moves. Excuse me. Kintoki, it's your... Oh, I'm sorry. Emallys, it's your turn.
Yeah, Emallys is just walking into the battle. She looks to Dragor and says, "Watch this," and she just grabs, she's being small size. She grabs one of the crows by the legs and casts inflict one.
Okay, it's like, all right. As the crackling black energy goes between your hand, you grasp on, and for a second, the necrotic energy begins to go through your hands, and the crow goes, "Nah!" and leaps, and just the jolt of it leaping, unfortunately, pulls it out of your grasp. 12 was not quite enough to hit against the dire crow, unfortunately.
Crap.
Is there anything else that you'd like to do, though?
Trying. Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. Kintoki, your move. One of the dire crows is pretty beat up. He's still got quite a bit of fight in him, but he's bloodied would be the term I would use. Less than half its hit points. And the other one seems like he's in pretty good shape.
Okay, I will scoot over to my land Dragonor and grab his face with both of them. Listen, lad. This is pathetic. You have the soul of a dragon. The fire burns within you. These are birds. Literally not even worth lunch. And then from holding his head, I'll swing around to mount him like a riding man.
Okay.
Now, Dragonor, let the fires burn within you. Take these guys down. And I will give Dragonor the help action if he makes any attack.
Okay. Can you roll me I think this is a persuasion. Like, what is this? Is this persuasion out, or is this some other thing you're going for here? Are you intimidating and being like, "Don't be a baby"? Are you persuading me like you can do it? Like, what's the tone you're going for?
In between, it's like an intimidating rally of persuasion and intimidation. In between, I have proficiency in math, so it's just the same, but in between.
Gotcha. It's a little bit of both. It's like, come on, you can do better than this. I'm just going to say, give me advantage on the roll.
Fair enough.
All right. So and he goes, "You're right. They're just stupid birds." Russula, it's your turn.
All right. Is the closest bird to me.
Yeah, the closest one to you is right next to you. He just kicked you. Or clawed you with its talons.
And hit the kobold that's sitting on your head. That's standing on your head.
Oh, that hurt. Here.
Oh gosh. You let out a spore spray upon this crow, who unfortunately resists it entirely. 2 buffets of their wings dispersing the spores. Not even close. Is there anything else that you would like to do, Russula?
Jump back as far as I can get.
Would you enough to provoke an attack of opportunity, or just kind of try and get someone else in between them?
To try and get someone else between, because I am like half down.
Okay. So you like go and jump behind some like cactus that's growing nearby, and you're like, "Protect me, cactus!" And the crow looks at you. Cactus can't save you now. And now it's Dragonor's turn, and Dragonor goes, "I am a mighty dragon, and I eat crows for breakfast." He kind of like looks up. His eyes look up at you. Kintoki, like, is that right? And then he uses his fire breath upon the crows. Which actually I need to roll that damage. It would be 21 points of fire damage as the fire blows out over the two crows, immolating them completely. The crows scream one last scream as they burn to death. And one of them, murder! lets out a horrible scream. And for a minute, as the bodies of these crows collapse to the ground, terribly charred, and Dragonor kind of stands up on all fours, Kintoki upon his back. Oh, hey! Hey, we did it!
Hey, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, that was easy!
I want to learn me.
A lot of things are easy in this world when you can apply your sword. Remember, Dragonor, you have the dragon fire within you.
Wow. You know what? You're right. With the dragon fire, I can be a mighty dragon. And then as he says that, you begin to hear a sound. It almost sounds at first like a swarm of locusts, but then it kind of gets louder and echoes more. And you see back from the direction of the forest, flying up out of the trees, what looks like dozens of these giant crows. You hear their voices, murder, murder, echoing over the fields. And Dragonor goes, well, that's a lot.
Onward, Dragonor! You eat crows for breakfast. Looks like we have seconds.
Yeah, everyone, get on my back. I'll fly away. What would you all like to do? I think it's actually Nox's turn.
Nox goes back inside his conch shell.
Oh my god! Nox goes to hide. All right, the crows begin to descend. They are approaching very, very quickly. They fly at a very fast speed. About 4 crows are within striking distance in the next turn. Emallys, what would you like to do?
Emallys would prepare her light crossbow and probably see if she can fit into that conch.
You're just gonna also try and fit in the gun shell?
You're on the inside.
So,
I mean,
Nox.
She's also small,
So, Nox, I imagine you're in your conch shell, they're all curled up, you're like, all right, I'm safe. And then, like, a pair of legs just stick in. Just, hey!
It's the TARDIS of conch shells.
I'm gonna fight from this vantage point.
Kintoki, you're on the dragon. What would you like to do? It looks like he is planning to run.
I will stand up, holding on to the ropes I tied around his arms earlier so I don't... And standing on the back of this dragon, I will just draw out my handheld Neo Armstrong Cyclone Jet Armstrong handheld edition cannon to blast at the crow that seems to be taking point.
Okay. Unfortunately, it goes wide as your handheld Neo Armstrong Cyclone Jet Armstrong cannon, handheld edition, just kind of misses. Is it a gun? Did you shoot with a gun? Is that what this is?
It's a gun.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, it deflects off of a piece of bony plating these dire crows have. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Kintoki?
As a bonus action, I will fruitlessly toss the gun as a improvised thrown weapon that doesn't actually reach them because of distance and action.
Okay. Russula, what would you like to do?
One, either get on the conch or get on the dragon.
Which one? You gonna get on the conch or the dragon?
The dragon.
Okay, so you hop on the dragon with your pal, with your pal Kintoki, and as you do that, Dragonor is ready to action. Dragonor begins to run down the hill, and he's kind of got his wings out, and he's getting like a little bit of lift, but he's not quite getting in the air. And yeah, he's just running straight down this hill in this hilly kind of Badlands canyon. The conch shell is still like affixed to him by one of those ropes, so the conch shell's kaboom, 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 getting dragged behind. I would like you, Emallys, and you, Nox, to roll me strength saving throws. Oh no, Emallys, you begin to fall from the conch. You're now grasping on with one hand as you fall down and are being dragged along the ground with the conch. Or you could choose to let go, but there are a lot of giant crows chasing you currently. Your choice.
I want to just try to get back in the shell.
Yep, you can do that on your turn. Okay, so Russula, you got on there. I'm sorry, Russula, did you have something else you wanted to do on your turn? That was just your movement getting on the dragon.
Yeah. Yes. How far away are the crows? Like
They're
are
about
they within
60 feet.
Oh, they are within 90 feet. Then I'm gonna.
Unfortunately, they're up in the air, so they're kind of out of the reach of the entangle. Actually, you know what? I would argue. It does very much say from the ground, but you know what? I think they're still over the trees, so I will say the tree branches will grow up to try and entangle them. And what do they have to roll? A strength saving throw? Oh man. Do any of those fail? 13's the lowest roll.
The spell DC is 13, so...
Yeah. Unfortunately, they all flap up and evade the grasping tree limbs. And none of them affected by the entangle. Dragonor took his turn trying to dashing down the hill. Nox, it's your move. What would you like to do?
Gonna try and drag the bald person back inside the conch shell.
Okay, so you poke your head out and go to grab them. Yeah, I think you can just do that from where you are. If you want to take your action to rescue Emallys, you can just do that.
Yep.
Okay, so you reach out, and this tiny little kobold hauls his dollbound friend back aboard the conch shell toboggan. And we go to the crows. The crows begin to descend upon you. There are 4 of them, like, immediately chasing you, but there are another 8 that are catching up. So, oh boy. Kintoki, you are first one in their sights. Crow will descend upon you and try and make a talon attack. Oh, actually, yeah, they'll descend upon you and try and make a talon attack. Oh my god.
I mean, it hits.
Kintoki, a critical hit for 19 damage? How are you doing? Are you still alive?
I'm still up.
Holy moly, really? Wow. Russula, the one that went up to you, is also making an attack against you with a beak. 13? I think 13. That'll miss. Does that miss you?
A class of 13, so...
Oh no! 6 piercing damage that beaks you. One of them is heading toward the 2 on the shells. Nox, beak coming at you.
Nox is in the shell.
Yeah! Yeah, I'll give you
partially in the shell.
I'll give you half cover is what I will give you. All right. Let's see. Yeah, all right. So yeah, he's going to make a beak attack against you as he flies down and tries to beak at you. Oh my god, another critical hit.
I'm down.
All right, Nox, you're unconscious, hanging out in the shell. Oh my god. Emallys, it's your turn. I'm sorry, it's not your turn. That crow has to attack you now with its talons. Oh my goodness. Does a 16 hit you, Emallys?
It does not.
Okay, thank goodness. Oh my god. And then the last two crows attack Dragonor, which, oh my lord, they start annihilating Dragonor. Oh my goodness. All right, so Dragonor has taken 28, 34 more damage. Oh my goodness. All right, Dragonor is also bloodied. It's just, oh, is he starting to freak out? Now it's your turn, Emallys.
Okay, so Emallys is taking her mace and just clobbering the one that's been trying to like grab and peck at her in the.
What's your goal with this attack? Are you trying to like push it away and knock it prone? Are you trying to like actually damage it? What's your plan?
I'm trying to hit it in the eye.
Okay, you hit it then. You clobber the crow. All right, takes 4 bludgeoning damage as you clobber it upon the eye. I will now roll, I guess, a strength saving throw because it is trying to chase after you all. Okay, you clobber it in the eye, and it doesn't like crumble and turn into like a heap in all of the debris and shrubbery around, but it does get kind of scattered by your hit and peel off of you. So you've scared away, at least temporarily, one of the crows. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Emallys? You see your friend Nox is unconscious, hanging out of the shell at your feet.
I want to try to bring him in.
Oh yeah, no, he's hanging half out of the shell, so he's not gonna get lost. It's just a matter of if you have a way to bring him back.
Yeah, I don't have any more actions for turn, but I was going to hopefully like use a medicine check to like heal his wound.
That would be an action, I think.
Yeah, so I can't really do that then.
Okay. We move to the top. Kintoki, it's your move. There are 3 crows around you. 2 of them are harrying Dragonor, and one of them just hit you really hard. What would you like to do?
With a bit of blood coming out of his mouth and through his hair. Okay. I was getting full after that breakfast, but I suppose we can still have some Kintoki fried chicken for lunch. I'll swing my wooden sword on one of the ones harrying my lad, Dragon.
Uh-huh.
And then punch the one that clawed at me.
Okay. So, unfortunately, your sword misses, but your fist will connect against the one that attacked you. All right. You clobber him for 5. I will roll that check to see if he... unfortunately, it's just barely able to maintain its pursuit. It does not get thrown off by your punch, though it does take 5 points of damage, so... It's something, at least.
Bingo.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Kintoki?
That's all I've got.
Alrighty. We're going to move to the next in the initiative. Russula, what would you like to do? You see Dragonor is like trying to take flight. Russula?
A second. Oh.
What was that? Oh.
Try and
What are you throwing a dart at?
yes, an eye.
Oh, you're just also going for one of the... Okay, sure. Yeah, you take out your dart and throw it. And which one are you going for? The one that attacked you, or the one that attacked Dragonor? Or one of the two that attacked Dragonor?
One of the ones that attacked the dragon.
Okay, go ahead and make the damage roll. You hit him. 5, all right. It's going to make him a DC 13 to not get knocked off course. He takes 5 points, but he unfortunately succeeds on the save and does not get knocked off. Dragonor still being here. Actually, would you be attacking the same one that Kintoki attacked, or a different, or the other one?
This is the same one.
Okay, I'll give him disadvantage then on his check. Okay, so because he's already been hit once and he's a little off balance, the second dart, which gets him right in the eye, just, and he kind of flutters off, getting, just disrupted in his flight and pursuit. There now there are 2 that are on Dragonor, and one still toward the back. And we are going to go to the next initiative, which is Dragonor. Dragonor goes down the first loop and now is going up the next hill, and he's going to try and take flight. I'm going to give him a +6 to his ability. He gets an additional +6 to this roll because you guys got 6 successes with him. It was technically 5, but 1 was a critical success, so I'm giving you 2 for it. So he's going to roll a d20 plus his strength, which is +4, plus the 6 from your check, and he has to get a 15 or higher. Dragonor takes into the air and begins to rocket off at the top of that slope. He flies much, much faster than he runs, and is very quickly beginning to lose the crows that have been chasing you. However, not quite yet. Nox, I'd like you to roll me a death saving throw. Oh no. Nox slips closer to oblivion. The crows, so there are only 2 left that are still in pursuit. One of them is going to go after Dragonor himself and see if he can finish him off. Oh, I rolled the wrong attack second time, but he misses with both of them. And the other one is going back against you, Russula and Kintoki. Russula, this time the talons are coming toward you. A 10 will, I think, miss you. And Kintoki, the crow looks at you. Ah! You're the chicken! And will peck at you with its beak for a 12. Oh, my roll just went out the window.
Takes one to know one.
Emallys, it's your turn. The crow that was harrying you is all knocked off course now. You see the 2 crows up front still harassing Dragonor, but all the crows that were still giving chase are now kind of lost. You're no longer dragging along the ground. At this point, you're just being dragged through the air by the rope that connects you to Dragonor.
Okay, so...
Also, Nox is starting to look really bad. They're starting to get very pale, which kobolds don't typically look pale.
Yeah, she's doing a medicine check.
Okay. you look down and, gosh, is there any reason you would have advantage on that? I'm not sure there is.
I will not believe so.
All right, so you just go down, it's okay, buddy, and you pat Nox in the face, and his head just kind of lolls to the side and drools a little bit. Or what does Nox look like when he's unconscious, half hanging out of his shell?
Probably like a half-dead lizard.
Oh, goodness. So I'm actually kind of similar to what I just described, actually.
Pretty much.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Emallys, on your turn?
I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay. That is all good.
Yeah.
All right, the Kintoki, it's your move. Oops.
I'll start this up, swinging my wooden sword at the lad harrying my lad, and then punch the one that tried to...
Yeah, that will connect them. And that punch also hits. They have exactly 13. 4 points to each of them. And at this point, since Dragonor is flying, we give them disadvantage to stick on. Oh, but they both do. So they both take some deeps. And
I'll
our
spend a
damage.
key point to punch the one that I hit with the sword a second.
Ooh, okay. And is it just a punch?
It was going to be more of a kick, but I feel like I go one.
Yeah, unfortunately, you go just a little while. And like what happens? You hit the wing, but it's just mostly feather where it goes, right? A couple of feathers go flying off, but no major impact.
I go to take the kick, swing through it, and then realize a kick was a bad idea, as I have to kind of cancel the attack to maintain my balance.
Exactly. Now that you're flying, absolutely. Russula?
Can I see my buddies from the conf on the dragon?
Yeah, they're being dragged they're being pulled through the air about 15 feet behind the dragon, to which Dragonor is crying out, I'm doing it!
I can see how bad of a condition Nox is in.
Yeah, Nox looks bad. Nox might be dead, but you don't think he's dead yet. Ooh, a healing word. What is your healing word, Russula? Excellent.
Hell!
Oh, I thought it was just a cough, and that got him back. Well, regardless, Nox, you hear the healing words of your friend Russula, and are awakened. And Russula, would you like to do anything else?
Russula's just gonna try and, put the only person that is also on the dragon between them and the bird.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that. There's not a lot of room on the dragon. You do have an action still if you want to make an attack or something, or use a cantrip or something like that.
Oh, well then I will throw.
Excellent. You whirl up some fire and throw it, and Dragonor goes, "Oh, fire!" But unfortunately, as Dragonor looks backward and tilts a little bit, your fire goes a little wide, and barely misses this crow. All right, Dragonor is going to continue to fly. He's going to make his check again. All right, he continues to make headway against these birds. Nox, it's your turn. As you are awakened, you go before the crows. What would you like to do?
Nox is gonna throw some darts.
So Nox, you wake up and take out your darts, and you start whipping them at these birds.
Yep, and since we're in direct sunlight, this procs.
Yeah, unfortunately, you are in. Well, we didn't say if it was sunlight or cloudy, but I would say there's a 20% chance.
Light enough.
The ashes of the
It
scorched
says indirect sunlight.
blocking out the sun.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's a 20% chance that it's very cloudy. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Sunlight sensitivity procs here. Go ahead and make your dart attack or attacks, because I think you have a couple, right?
Well, I only have one per level 1.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure with Monk. I don't know Monk stuff.
Yeah, not until this is the first time I'm playing. It is a 1d20 plus.
It should be plus your dex plus 2. I think. Alrighty. You take out your dart and whip it forward, and you will strike one of the crows. Go ahead and give me your damage for that dart. As you hit it right in its crow butt, and it goes squawking, unexpecting you. Ooh, so 4, and then another how much? Another 3, maybe? Or another.
That's the X, I think.
Yep. All right, so I will mark this damage down. That crow is very injured at this point. He's bloodied. I'm going to roll his strength saving there to see if he stays on the attack. I'm going to disadvantage because he's bloodied now. And
he also has a dart sticking out of his butt.
Yeah. Which actually that will fail. DC is 8 plus the damage dealt. So you hit him for 7. DC is 15. 14 fails. that crow, I guess, is just so distracted by being darted in the butt that it just gets all caught off guard and gets caught up in a big gust of wind. There's only one crow remaining after you. And it's his turn. And he's going to take a swing at you, Kintoki, with his talons. A 15.
That's a miss. Kintoki is able to bat it away with his wooden sword.
Excellent. You bat the talons away with what surely would have been a lethal blow. Especially standing on the back of a flying dragon, you would have fallen to your death. Now that you look down and you're more than 100 feet in the air. And then the beak goes toward you, Russula. A 15 against you. Oh no!
And down.
Russula, you collapse, beaked by the crow. And yeah, you fall from the dragon. You're gonna begin to fall next turn. All right, Emallys, it's your move. You can see Russula has gotten beaked and is beginning to plummet. What would you like to do?
What kind of clothing is Russula wearing?
Russula? What kind of clothing is Russula wearing?
Leather armor.
Just leather armor? Okay.
This is basic clothing.
This might be tricky, so I want Emallys to attempt to, like, when the conch shell, like, swings a certain way to be able to, like, probably shoot through, like, kind of like scratch the crow with a light crossbow while attempting to nail the leather armor to the body of the.
So you want to shoot your friend to save them. You're trying to just shoot their armor.
You just try to shoot their armor to pin it to like a
yeah.
scale.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll. You take your light crossbow, take aim, you fire, you roll me damage. 4 points. Dragonor goes and makes a horrible weeping sound as Russula's armor right through the shoulder kind of gets pinned to the butt of Dragonor. Dragonor goes, he is very distracted, but Russula does not fall to their death.
Ah, those damn crows. I think they got you there, Dragonor.
No, they got me.
Don't worry, I'll beat them back.
All right. Next in the initiative is Kintoki. There's only one crow left on you.
I will swing forth with my wooden sword and then unleash a flurry of punches upon
the dire crow. All right, go ahead. You'll hit with the sword. You'll hit with the 2 punches. Ooh, boy. That's 17 total. Okay. The crow isn't quite dead. However, it does plummet out of the sky. As you hit it with the sword and then punch it twice, you disrupt all of its movements as it tries to flip around to dodge right and to try and block some of your blows. You hear a snapping sound as you punch right in the kind of joint of its wing, and it begins to collapse and fall out of the air, fluttering, trying to catch itself. And with that, as you curbludgeon it, and we see Dragonor give one last mighty beat of his draconic wings, which hopefully is going to be enough. Oh, not plus 46, plus 4, plus 6. Yep, Dragonor whoosh, gives one last mighty beat of his wings, and you all are pulled far further and further from these crows, and you begin to simply fly through the sky here over the Badlands. you hear the voice of the dragon. I did it! We did it! Yeah! I'm a dragon! Russula, you shake your head, come to. You're like hanging out of your armor, basically, stuck to the back of this dragon. Kintoki, I assume you pull them up. And as our adventure comes to an end here, Dragonor flies through the skies over the lands of DnDTime, a full dragon. Or I guess still a full wormling, but... Yeah, congratulations, y'all. You've made friends with Dragonor. You've helped him to learn how to fly. Just so you know, I was rolling his Dragon Breath recharges. He recharged it that round. And yeah, you've completed this adventure. Eventually, Dragonor lands with you all. Oh, thanks everyone for your help. Now I feel like I'm one step closer to being a real dragon.
You were always a real dragon, Dragonor. Inside, and I'll kind of give him a fist to the... That's where it matters.
Yeah, my dragon heart.
The dragon heart.
Dragonor looks at you all. All right. Well,
Dragonor needs to stay out of head.
yeah, I'm gonna go find some worshippers then. Hey, Kobold, do you want to be one of my worshippers?
Nox shakes his head. Nox worship great mighty pebble.
Okay, you guys know where I can find some worshippers? I'm a mighty dragon. I need those.
You know, you could try the bear neck.
I think I'll go there next. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you someday. And Dragonor flies off into the sky, leaving you somewhere in the lands of DnDTime. And yeah, you completed this adventure. Eventually, you return back to Bartholomew's shop, and he goes, well, greetings, adventurers. Well done. That was a particularly interesting one to watch. I didn't expect so many crows to show up. I would have got some maybe more powerful adventurers for that mission, but you all fared admirably. Can I do anything for you all? Oh, here's your money, by the way. And he pays each of you your 100 Bartholomew bucks. Well, anyone interested in buying anything?
According to the notion, this ain't really enough to really get anything good yet, so I'll just say on.
Well, I think good is a matter of taste. Potions are good.
Yeah, that's fair, but I'll just say on to it.
I have some great new ones in stock. This one is flavored dragon heart. No buyers? Fair enough. Would anyone like to buy anything from the shop, or are we good?
We're good.
All right. In that case, stream, good. I mean, whoever's watching this in the future, we'll see you later because we got to get this game going.